Good morning, Dexter. My name is Craig Cook. I'm a demo guide with Blue Compass RV in Post Falls. Going to give you a walk around on your trailer. I'll do the best I can to show you how things turn on and off for you. So we're going to start right here. First thing I want to point out, you've got a low point drain on this side. That would be your hot and cold water lines. You would need to drain those if you were going to be winterizing the coach. You would drain them by just opening up the valve and letting them pour out onto the ground. It would be water at that point. Then up here, you've got a spray port. And then on the other side, you'll have a little hose that you can use as a quick connect to this. And you'd have an outside shower as long as you've got city water coming in, or you're using your fresh tank, holding tank, and your water pump. Either way will get water to this spout. Inside of here, we've got your pass-through storage. Got a little light. The lights have a rocker switch. The middle is off. One way is on. The other way is a motion sensor setting. So you can do it either way. Then out here, you've got satellite and cable out in case you wanted to put a little TV right here in this space and sit outside and watch TV. You could do that as long as you had your cable or satellite lead plugged in on the other side and it plugged into a TV here. There's also 110 outlet to plug your TV into. Your power cord is in the coach. That's 25 feet of 50 amp power cord. That's a $300 power cord. Slam latches on your doors. This is number one of 2 propane tanks. If you've never had a propane system before, I'm not sure what your background is, but lefty-loosey, righty-tighty on the valve. So to open it up and let the gas flow, you screw it to the left. If you want to turn it off, you'd screw it to the right until it comes all the way down. The regulator is going to be on the other side of the trailer with the other propane tank. I'll show you that when we get over there. And then these doors just have a little clip lock that you turn to the side. Okay. And coming back down up under here, you're going to have your generator compartment and battery compartment. So I do want to mention that your generator has a remote control fob that came with this. So you could remotely start your generator if you wanted to. You'll also have an inside generator start and an outside generator start. In order to start it, you would press down to get it to prime until that little green light comes on. There we go. Starts right up. And you turn it off right there. Okay? In this compartment is your hydraulics for your automatic leveling system. So that's where that lives. Nothing to really know in there. And then these are your 2 batteries. You've got 2 brand new Group 24 interstate batteries in there. They're brand new and fully charged. Watch your head, dear.
I'm good.
Okay. And then this little panel has a clip up here that you can lock it up out of your way. There we go. Up underneath here, there's 2 things. Number one, you've got a little LED light, so if you're hitching in the dark, you can see what you're doing. And then this little guy here is your cap lights. Those look real beautiful at nighttime. It's just an on-off switch. Okay? If you're wondering, that is your exhaust pipe for your generator. This little guy up here is something that's newer on the fifth wheels these days. This isn't the only brand that does this. But what it is an electronic sway control that's built into the unit. Comes with anti-lock brakes and this sway mitigation system. It uses magnets internally, so there's nothing for you to do here other than to know that you've got a little extra help against it getting into a swaying motion. And we do have another light in here. Same kind of system. The middle is off. One way is a motion detector, the other way is on. Back there is your inverter. Inverters you only want to turn on when you're intentionally using them, and it would be when you're not plugged in. And let's say, for example, you want to get up at 5 a.m. and make a pot of coffee, but you don't want to wake up your wife, so you're looking for a way to make 110 energy without the generator. Your inverter will take 12-volt battery power and invert it to 110 so that you can build a pot of coffee without having to turn on your generator. Okay? The inverter, you only want to have that on when you're using it. And you would want to unplug when you're using it because that'd be just too much. You'd be going 12 volt here and 110 there. Then we're going to come up into your sewer center. Once again, you have another light with a rocker switch so you can see what you're doing out here. First thing I'm going to show you is going to be the fact that you have a ZAMP solar plug or Dometic solar additional plug, so you can add more solar than what you currently have if you want to, by just buying a Dometic portable panel, and you would plug it in there. Coming down on the right, I don't know if you're going to be winterizing your own unit, but if you are going to winterize your own unit, first off, you would drain the water out of the low point drains that I showed you earlier, and then you would turn this valve up to bypass, and you would drain the water out of the hot water heater with the plug. So this guy will have a little pressure relief valve down here. That's what you're going to want to let out, and then turn that off. Currently it's on, and we'll turn it on and off from inside on a wall-mounted thermostat. That's how you access your on-demand hot water. This is a hot exhaust, so you want to make sure you don't put anything right here or right here that could melt, because you'll have hot exhaust coming out from your furnace and hot exhaust from your hot water heater. The hot water heater only operates on LP, so you'll go through more LP than you would with a gas electric hot water heater. Okay. Coming back inside of here, I showed you that you had a spray port on the other side. This is the hose that you would hook up. You can also hook up on this side by just quick connecting it into this faucet and setting your controls where you want them. And then you'll have a water hose for muddy feet, muddy animals, muddy bicycles, you name it. You can have water fights if you want to. Then this hose that they provide would be for quick winterizing. To winterize, you would put it into this one. You would have already drained your water lines in your fresh tank, in your gray and black tank. And then what you would do is put this into a gallon jug of antifreeze, turn your water pump on, and open up your faucets inside until they're spitting out the pink antifreeze. A unit this size could take 3 or 4 gallons. Or you can just bring it to any Blue Compass RV, and for a fee, we'll winterize it for you. So that'll be up to you to decide. Okay. I'm going to go around your auto levelers until I've defined the whole package here, and then we'll come back and I'll show you your auto levelers. So we've got your outside shower with hot and cold. We have your, let's see, this is city water connection. So if you pull into a KOA campground and you're going to take their hose with their water and their pressure and use it to drive that to your faucets, then this is where you would plug it in for city water. 100% of the time, you want a high pressure water regulator in between your trailer and the hose. Some RV parks have very high water pressure and it has the potential to blow your water lines. So you want to get that high pressure regulator in there so that it tones down the pressure of the water as it enters the trailer to a more suitable pressure. Over here is your water pump button. So if you want to from outside, you can turn the water pump on and use this. You can also turn the water pump on to winterize or to sanitize. And then you can fill your fresh water or your city water from this spigot. This one, which is color coded, this is your black tank flush. That will be your last step in the sewage dumping process. So when you dump your sewer, our hoses are back over there, but you're going to put your sewer hose on the unit, and the sewer hose is not included with the purchase. So you're going to need to purchase a sewer hose. Sewer hose would go on the spigot, it goes into the dump in the ground, and then you're going to pull your black tank first and let that all empty out. That's your human solids. Then you'll follow it with a gray tank flush. That's your soapy sink water and shower water. That helps flush out the hoses and get everything clean. Once you're done with that, you're going to close your gray tank valve, open your black tank valve, and put a hose on this. With the sewer hose still in the ground, make sure your black tank valve is open, turn on the water, and it will rinse out the inside of your sewer tank for you so that things like toilet paper or human waste don't cover up sensors, which could give you a faulty reading. Also, it just helps keep that tank cleaner and flushed out so that it's working more efficiently for you. Over here on the right, we have your satellite cable or auxiliary cable in. Auxiliary cable in would be for the outside TV station. The other cable in would be for your interior TVs, and this satellite in would also be for your interior TVs. So if you pulled into a park that offered free satellite TV with your rent, you can plug in and have satellite TV inside. Okay, going down to this area, these two color-coded keys. This is called the Nautilus water system. It's a set of color-coded keys, and they give you keys on what position to place your keys in, depending upon what you're trying to do with your water system. And it's very, very easy to follow. If you want to fill your fresh water tank, you would have a hose in here with a high-pressure water regulator, and you would put your valves. The green valve would go that way, and the blue valve would go down. Right now, they have it on dry camping so that I can pull the water out of the tank with your water pump, okay? So that I can show you the water system's working. There is also a little plug right down here. This is designed so that you can bring your water hoses, cables, plugs, and things and run them up through this hole, and that way you can keep this compartment locked if you've got things in here that you don't want to have stolen. Okay? Now I'm going to come back up to your auto leveling system. I'm going to go around and make sure that my steps are up. You want to have your steps up and your truck pulled out from underneath the neck. I'll go do that and I'll be right back. Okay, steps are up. I'm going to turn the system on. And before I get started on the auto leveling system, I want you to know that right here inside your sewer compartment on the wall is step-by-step instructions on how to operate your auto leveling system. So if you forget anything, it's okay. You can refer to it right up here. Or you can also call your RV Complete. That phone number should be on your paperwork somewhere. It should be on a sticker by the door. That is 24/7, 365 roadside assistance and technical assistance. You can call them for any reason and they will be glad to help you. So I'm going to go ahead and turn the system on by hitting the power button. It says ready, so then I'm going to hit auto level and step back, and you can see it went down in the front. You've got the hydraulic leveling system, which is much quicker than the electric leveling system, and they don't tend to stroke out if you're using up all the jack. Back jacks are going down. There we go. That takes a few minutes for it to level. So you'll notice on the pad, it'll say analyzing, and then it'll move, and then it'll go back to analyzing, and then it'll move. So it has to move and then think, and it checks to see if it's level yet. So it takes about maybe 10 minutes for the auto leveling process to shake itself out. Actually, it's already done. So on the panel, it says right here, we're level and the jacks are down. Now, so I've shown you how to get the jacks down. So now I'm going to show you how to bring up just the rear jacks so that we leave these in place. If you hit retract all at this point, the trailer would go all the way to the ground. We don't want that to happen. We want it to stay up in the front. So what I'm going to hit is this little down arrow right there, and that says auto hitch. Press enter to begin. So what auto hitch will do is take me back to the height I was here originally and pull up my rear jacks. Pan on that and show them that, see how they're coming up. And we're back to where we started from. I've got two jacks down in the front so that you can go up and down, and the rear jacks are removed so that they don't get in the way. Now, when you come to get on your truck, come on over here real quick. If I press the front button in this position, the unit's going to go up in the nose. So I'm making it go up in the nose. Or I can hit the retract button there and make it go down in the nose. So it's very easy to manipulate the system to go up or down. It's a matter of just touching that button and that front jack. Then what I will do is I'll turn the power off and we'll come back to it later on. Slam latch doors, wonderful. Okay, on the hot water heater, the appliance is turned on right here at the panel. That's what the I means. The O means off. So you would turn the appliance off if you were going to winterize it and put it away for the winter. But for the rest of the time, you're going to leave this on. This is going to blow hot exhaust. and I'll show you inside how to operate the thermostat. And this just has a little button on it that locks right down on there. Once again, that's your furnace. That'll be blowing hot air and taking cold air in. They do have these little bug baskets that you can attach to this that will keep the bumblebees and the wasps from setting up nests inside of your furnace. They're called bug screens. Make sure you look into them. Okay. We're going to keep going down this way. So, from here, I'm going to show you. You've got a dump. And I think we have another dump. So we've got split. You've got 2 black tanks and 3 gray tanks, it looks like. So you'll have a gray tank for the kitchen. You'll have a gray tank for the front lavy where your shower and sink are. This will handle the sink water in the kitchen. And then this one in the back will be handling the sewage and the sink water for the portable toilet in the garage area. Okay? So you always want to pull the black valve first, depending upon which one you're dumping, and then flush it with the gray tank, and then use your black tank flush, which both systems have a separate black tank flush. This is the one for the back tank. The other black tank flush is inside with the black knob on it. So you would use this in the same manner. You would dump your tanks, dump the black, let that empty out, dump the gray to rinse the hose out, and then attach it to your black tank flush with the black valve open and flush out that tank. The more you flush it, the more you'll like your coach. Okay. Coming down here, I've got your shop cord is inside your storage area. I've got you plugged in on one of my shop cords, but it is 25 feet of 50 amp cord. It's about a $300 cord. It's very, very nice. Then we're going to come down to this area. You have a fuel tank here, and it is 30 gallons. That will run your generator, and it will also provide fuel for your gas station if you're trying to fuel up toys, motorcycles, quads, you name it. You operate the fuel pump right here with on or off, and it'll tell you how much fuel you've got in that tank, and you would fill it right here by pulling that nozzle off. There we go. That's where you fill your tank. Okay? The tank is the only area on the underbelly that is not enclosed, and it can't be enclosed for fire code. There we go. Oh. I'm going to have her pan back up to here. This is your vent cover for your stovetop fan in the kitchen. It is currently locked closed. You would open it if you're using the vent fan by getting on a ladder and just popping those 2 little buttons open. And you close it by just applying pressure on that button area, and they'll click closed. The reason that you want to close it is, once again, to keep the bees out. Bees love the smell of LP, so just trying to make that a little easier for you. Okay. Your ladder has 2 little safety pins in it that hold it against the wall. It'll hold 250 pounds, and it just pulls out from the wall like that, and up you go. The reason that you have a wall ladder is you've got roof maintenance to perform. Every 4 months, they want you to go up there and check your seals on your roof. The seals are going to look like putty. Looks like silly putty. Anywhere that there's a toilet vent tube coming up through your roof, or a ceiling vent that goes up and down, or around your AC, they have this product called self-leveling lap sealant. You want to make sure you're up on your roof minimum 2 times a year. Check those seals. If you're starting to see cracks, gaps, crevices, or voids in the seal, you want to scrape the seal off with a wood or a plastic putty knife, wash it off with warm soap and water and let it dry, and then come down to our parts store, buy some lap sealant. You put it in a caulking gun and you put it down real liberally, and it'll settle and self-seal over those gaps. Just make sure that you've covered any avenue for water to find a way in with the lap sealant. Then in order to come back down and put this away, you just push the ladder up out of the way, and you've got your 2 little safety pins that go in right here and right here. There we go. That keeps the ladder locked into place. Okay, I'm gonna grab You open up your ramp by pulling up these guys and turning them upside down. And then you just pull it down. Okay, that gives you your patio. You've got this wonderful patio kit on this. So I'll show you a couple of things about it. Very, very easy to set up. They've done a good job with these. So what we're going to do is we're going to unhook it from the snaps. The one on the passenger side, you pull out like this, take it up, bring it around here, and run it into this little bracket. And then this guy comes out like this, then we bring it up, and bring that guy in, and you've got a little door with a latch. Okay? In the patio position, the ramp will hold up to 1,500 pounds. So 5 NFL-sized people. Okay? No more than that in the patio position. In the down ramp equipment loading position, it's a 3,000-pound ramp door as long as it's on the ground. In the suspended position, 1,500 pounds. And the way it's held up is just by these cables. So in order to take it down to your ramp position, you would move the gate out of the way, pull these, and the ramp would drop to the ground. Okay? You can remove the fence if you want to by just pulling out pins. It's very, very easy to remove this and leave it at home if it's in your way. So it'll be up to you. You might use it for one trip and not use it for another trip. You have a lot of flexibility back here with that. You also have a rear awning that will come out over that. I'll go inside and see if I can get that guy to open up. It's by push of a button up here in your garage. That's as far as it goes out. So you've got nice shade for the patio. And then you just would hit the in button. And it stops. Okay. There are these little guys here on the corner will slip on a little steel rail with this. It just slips on there. And what they're designed to do is to keep dogs or little children from scooting out the little hole back here. So it's just an extra security piece for you if you want to use it. If not, you can leave it open like that. It's up to you. Okay. Now I'm going to show you how it goes all back down. Oh, let's see. Yeah. So, in order to take it down, you've got to move these out of the bracket. Tilt it up a little bit. That goes like that, and that lays over there. Now, super easy snap system. Just take the snaps that are nearby. Yeah. And this guy lays down with this piece out flat to me, and it just flips over, snaps on this, and snaps on this guy. Okay, the awning is in, the fence is down, it's ready to put back up. Very, very easy. This is a very light ramp. I've got no hands on it at all. So it's very, very easy to put it up. You turn your handle, you lock it down, and you can lock it with your keys that are provided. That turns right side up and goes down like that. And once again, you can lock it right there if you want to. That is the easiest ramp I can imagine. It's very, very easy to lift it up and down. All right. I'm coming back to this area. I gotta grab it. You have a little tool. Your spare tire is mounted up underneath the trailer in the middle, under the floor of the garage. You would access your spare tire by putting it through here and putting it on the nut that's inside there and lowering your spare tire down like that. You also have RV Complete. I would encourage you to let them come change a tire. If you get a flat tire, make a sandwich. Put your jacks down and put on a movie. Call RV Complete, let them come do it for you. It's a wonderful service. They're really good people. Okay, right here And on the other side is a system called a ram air vent system. The idea is that you can bleed off the fumes that you might create while you're towing down the road with gasoline sloshing in tanks. So what you do is you take the one on the other side and scoop it so it catches the wind, and then you would open this one up so that it lets the internal air out. And what that achieves is a breeze in there that will vent as you drive, so you won't have as many gas fumes when you get to your location. The rear step is different from the front step. This one folds over like this. It's lightweight and aluminum, and that's where it goes for towing. In order to bring it out, you just grab this bar, flip that over, and you've got your step. You have a screen door, so you can leave this door open and the bugs can't get in. These handles are kind of notorious. It won't take 20 years of this door banging on it. So if you want to make that inner door last, clip them together as a unit and close them as a unit. That'll make that inner door last forever. Okay? And then you've got this little guy, it's called the latch extend, so that you can open up the door from back here. There is a clip for your door if you want to clip the door open. Okay? This little guy, I'll suggest goes like that. That's just an extra hedge in case the door pops open while you're towing. So that helps keeps the door closed. This guy here is your refrigerator maintenance access hatch. They put it here in case they ever need to work on your fridge so they don't have to cut a hole. I would suggest taking an air hose and blowing this out once a year, just because if you're going down Forest Service roads, the dust will come in and get it dirty, so you can blow it out once a year. Other than that, it's just for technicians to help them work on your fridge if they need to. Those are just low point drains down below. There is a little porch light here. If you turn it on inside, it'll help illuminate your steps at night. I am going to go ahead and clip this open. These steps are different than your other set of steps. So, this set of steps comes down like this. What you want to make sure is that you have this plate as flat as you can make it on the under aluminum plate. So, this plate right here needs to lay as flat as it can on that plate. You achieve that with telescoping legs. So, I can press this button and change how long that step is. Okay? You do that so that you've got a good solid step, and this door will be able to close correctly over that. If it's too high, it could damage the bottom of your door, and if it's too low, then it could damage the aluminum rail underneath. So you just want to take a moment and adjust your stair length for your ground contour. Same thing over on this one. This handle will fold across the door, and we would encourage you to do that while you're towing. Your number for RV Complete is right here by the handle. Probably out of your way. That's your best friend. That's technical assistance by phone, 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. You do have 2 outdoor speakers right here. I don't think we have any others. Oh, so they're down low by your door. Come on in, Maddie. Okay. Let's see what's up underneath here. Okay, so we've got lights all over the place in this guy. There we go. Okay, so the first thing that I would like to start with, number one, how do I close my door when I'm inside? A lot of people don't understand how to do that. So you wrap your fingers behind that little bar and give it a good tug. That is your deadbolt lock. Okay, so with that flipped over, we're safely locked indoors. If you move it back the other way, you can get out. I want to point out you have a fire extinguisher for safety. And then I'm going to bring you right here, since it's right inside the door, to what I call your monitor panel. First off, let's see, we've got lights here. This guy right here is your solar charge controller. There's nothing for you to ever do on that unless you change battery styles from the 12 volt lead acid batteries that you have now to 6 volt AGMs or lithium batteries. The reason that would need to be touched at that point is because they charge at a different rate, so it'll need to be reprogrammed. Other than that, it's going to provide you with 4 pieces of information. It's going to provide you with ambient outside temperature. It's going to tell you how many volts the system has in it. It's going to tell you how many watts your solar panels are producing, and a range of 14.0 to 14.4 is what we hear is maximum efficiency. So that would be a good thing to see. And then your ambient outside temperature, how many amps the trailer is using and how many volts. So we've got 13.1 volts because it's a little cloudy. And just to warn you, your solar panels won't do a whole lot for you if it gets more than 20% cloud coverage. They tend to not be very efficient once they get below that, where you've got 80% shade. So just to forewarn you. Now you've got multiple ways to charge your batteries. Number one, if you're plugged in and driving down the road, your alternator is charging your batteries. Your solar panels, their sole function is to charge batteries. If you're plugged into shore power, that's charging batteries. And if you're plugged into a generator that has a charger on it, then that would also charge your batteries. So you have lots of methods to keep your batteries up to snuff, okay? In order to turn on your inverter, that's where you would do it right there, on and off. Okay, that's your inverter. I'll turn it back off. Oh. Let's see. Hold down. There we go. Okay, now it's off. So just press that to turn it on. Press that and hold the button down to turn it off until the light goes out. Now I'll move you over to your monitor panel. Starting at the top, what we have is that's your LPG, okay? So your tanks are full. Your battery condition is fully charged and up to snuff. Your fresh tank will have a little bit of water in it, so I can show you the water system. And then black 1, black 2, gray 1, gray 2 are all currently empty, okay? We turn on the water pump right here. I'm gonna step out of turn and